Okay, so these are the answers to half of your review final. I've taken the boys' dot plot and turned it into a series of numbers. Each dot represents one occasion of the number 2, so that means 2 dots makes 2 2s, and then a 4, a 5, and a 6, a 4, a 5, and a 6, and then once I have that, I'm going to find the mean, median, and mode. Let me start out by doing the median. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 numbers. So I want 7 on the left and 7 on the right, which is going to be right there. So the median is the average of 10 and 10, which is 10. The number that occurs the most is right here. It's the number 11. And for the mean, I have to add all those numbers up. Okay, so I've added all the numbers in this list up. They make 112, and then I have to divide by how many numbers there are. There are 14 of them. And I get 8. Okay, so the average number for the boys is 8. So the mean would be right about here. The mode is right here, and the median number is 10, which is kind of a surprise. It's really lifted, it's scooched that way, the median number is. That's why it's necessary to go ahead and make the calculations. Okay, for the girls, I've got 2 2s, a 3, 5, 2 6s, 2 7s, a 9, 3 10s, 11, a 12, and a 12. And because I'm lazy, I'm just going to put that in a calculator. Okay, so I could add all those up, but I'm not going to. The mean is 7.5. I'm going to round it to. The median is 7, and the mode is 10. So 7.5, 7, and 10. 7.5, 7, and 10. Okay, so if I was comparing boys to girls, it would be the case that the mean is greater for the boys, the median is greater for the boys, and the mode is greater for the boys. I was seeing people tell me that one of those was different, so let me double check. No, that looks right to me. So in all three cases, the mean, median, and mode for the boys is greater, and so that means it is the girls are smaller for the mean, the median, and the mode. Please do the other one on your own. Moving on to the histogram. Samantha recorded her grades on a test. She scored 93%. Now 93% is this column here, here, and here. 93%, twice as many times as 91%. Here, here, and here. Okay, so far either B or C satisfied that, because this is 2, this is 4, this is 1, this is 2, and so both B and C, the green one is twice as many as the yellow one. So we have to keep going. And she also scored a 98%. Let's make that red. 98%, which is way up here, on 6 fewer tests than she got a 95% on. 95. Okay, so the only one that works on, let's see, this is 9, this is 3, this is 3, this is 8. Okay, so the only ones where she scored 6 fewer here than she did here is B. And so the answer here is B. Which one is the greatest mean and median? That's the middle. And this one is the one that's skewed furthest to the right. So this one's mean is about right there, this one's mean is about right there, and this one's mean is about right there. This one is the one that has the greatest mean, C. Alright, next page. For this, I have to know what the interquartile range, I have to know what all these things are. This may be something that you want to put on your index card. I certainly would. So here's a box and whisker. On a box and whisker, this dot is the minimum. This is the first quartile. The line here is the median. This is the third quartile. And this over here is the maximum. And there's two other quantities here that you need to know. One is the range. The range is the difference between the smallest number and the biggest number. And the other is the interquartile range, which is this IQR thing. The interquartile range is the distance between the quarters. So if this is the range, this is the inter, means between, quartile, between the quartiles range. Okay, so let's get all those quantities. Lots of fun. The minimum is 60. This is 75. First quartile, the median is 80. The third quartile is 90, and the maximum, I'm going to call that 97. So 60, 97, 75, 80, 90. Okay, the range is the distance between these two from 60 to 97, so that's the difference between these two means subtract. I'm saying difference, but I wrote subtract is 37. And then the difference between the quartiles is 90 minus 75, which is 15. Okay, so now I can get those quantities for second period as well. Let me erase so that you can see what I'm doing. The minimum is 70. The maximum is 95. The difference between those two is 25. The first quarter is 80. The middle is at 85. The third quartile, I'm going to call that 91. Okay, and now the difference between those quartiles is 11, because 91 minus 80 is 11. Which of these is true? The difference between the first quartiles of the two periods is 5. So now we're going to start comparing first period to second period. So I'm comparing the first quartile, difference between the first quartiles, 75 and 80. What is the difference between this quartile and that quartile? Well, that difference is 5, the difference between 75 and 80. The interquartile range of first period is smaller than the interquartile range of second period. And the interquartile range of first is 15, and the interquartile range of second is 11. So that means this one's bigger, and that means this is false. The interquartile range of first period is larger than the interquartile range of second period. The range of first period is smaller than the range of second period. This range is 37, this range is 25, so this again, first period is larger. So that's false. And now the difference between the two periods' minimums is greater than the difference between their maximums. Okay, we're still comparing first period to second period. So I'm not saying the minimum is, I'm saying the difference between them. Okay, so how far is the difference between their minimums? That's pretty big. That's about 10. And then here's the difference between their maximums. That's not very big. That's about 5. So the difference between the minimums is greater than the difference between the maximums. The difference between the two periods minimum is greater than the difference between their maximums. True. Okay? Let's see. The mean and median are somewhere over this way, and then the mean and median are somewhere over this way for exam 2. I actually had to make sure that I did this correctly, I had to put the numbers in, but it is the case that because this one's skewed to the right, its average is larger and the middle number is also larger. All right, I'm going to record the next page.